What's up, everybody? Derek here, the 100-mile miner, and I had just a little bit of time this evening to run up on the hill and try to get a sample from this little hidden vein right up there. We're going to chip into it, see if we can get some high grade that we can't claim this spot, but maybe it's high enough grade that we can, pull a few buckets out here and there and make some money. So you get this camera turned around, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is a really small vein. You can see it, kind of a rusty streak right up there. Runs on down, it's kind of covered by a bunch of rock right there. And down here, and then I've kind of exposed it a little bit here. This is kind of some interesting quartz here. It's not like your typical. You can see it's a pretty rusty looking spot here. So it looks, pretty mineralized. So we're going to try to get the best looking stuff, get a sample. Looks like there's a pretty good little bit of vein here. Chip into that for a little bit. Show you some clean breaks, and hopefully we get some high grade. Okay, so I've cleared out a little bit of it. This vein has a lot of clay in it, so it doesn't really get real clean. It's pretty narrow, probably only a couple inches thick. Here's a piece, going to show you what this stuff looks like. It's got clay layers, this quartz. No, very few sulfides in this stuff. I actually had a fire assay from this vein right in here at 19 ounces per ton once. I don't know if I just got lucky and had a little, nugget flake in that assay or what, but so see stuff looks pretty good through here, so let's keep chipping away. Okay, so I moved up a little bit to get low on time, and it looks like it's a little thicker right here. It's probably more like 5-6 inches. I'm just going to kind of just show you what it looks like as you break into it. It looks like that might be, it's a pretty good looking chunk there. And it's got this clay in it too. And I don't know if the clay has gold in it either. I'm kind of taking it all. You can see that quartz is on this right side. And it's kind of that rusty clay on the left, so yeah, that's what it looks like. Probably just kind of get a little bit more here and be enough to at least see if it's got any good gold. Get a fire assay, maybe process this half a bucket. So let's see what it looks like. Okay, well, I don't see anything, but it's a pretty small amount of material on the table, so usually don't see anything till you brush it out and pan it unless it's super rich. So let's get this table cleaned out. All right, that's what we got out of 20 pounds. Definitely not high grade. Although that gold, if you look, it's super, super fine. It's probably 300 mesh. It's tiny. So I did save enough to fire assay. I'm kind of curious if it's could be too fine for gravity recovery, and maybe I would experiment with some leeches. So we will run a fire assay, see what it looks like. But for now, that's what we got. Okay, so I just finished this fire assay. Forgot to video the pour and stuff, but there is the bead. That's for a fire assay. That's pretty big. So we're gonna get that on the scale and get it out of there, see if it's silver. Could be mostly silver, so let's see. Looks pretty dang big for a fire assay. Okay, we got the scale zeroed. Very sensitive scale. Let's get this little bead. So that is 8.5 ounce per ton. We'll see how much of that is silver and gold. We'll get it out of here. It is pretty silver colored looking. I'll have to get it on paper, look at it with a loop. It's pretty exciting though. Well, it's hard to tell, but the bead is pretty much silver colored, and judging by the size and weight, I would say it's probably 90% silver, which means it's still got a decent amount of gold, but I will maybe try to part that tomorrow, but I'll wrap up the video with that. I'd say it's probably mostly silver, a little bit of gold. Anyway, not quite as high grade as I was hoping, but still not too bad. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I finished with that assay pretty late last night and didn't fully think about what the potential of that 8.5 ounce per ton, even if it's only 10% gold, that's still, 0.85 ounce per ton gold, which is pretty good. Plus, 7.5 ounces of silver. So that would put the ore at $4,500 a ton-ish with the prices. So we're going to part this bead. I suspect it's probably going to try to fall apart because it's mostly silver and all the silver dissolves. So we're going to do that. I'm not going to be able to video everything. I'll get what I can, but see what we got. Okay, so there's the bead. See if I can do this without losing it. That's always the tricky part. Set it here. We got to smash it flat. Makes it easier to handle. It also doesn't run away on you. Yeah, that's pretty good. See, it's flat. It doesn't roll away. It's a little easier to handle at this point. So we got that. Put it in there. So I will get the nitric acid solution ready. Okay, I have my nitric solution, 3 parts distilled water, 1 part nitric acid ready. And we're going to drop the bead in there and see what happens. Yep. It's turning. Looks like it turned gold color. We'll see once it's done in there. Turn the camera back on in a minute. Looks like it's just about done bubbling. Give it another minute and rinse it out. Still quite a bit left in there. Hopefully it's about done. That would be a lot of gold. All right, there's the bead. We got to heat it up to 1,000 degrees to burn off any other impurities. Almost looks kind of copper colored, which is interesting. Maybe that's just the tarnish. That's a lot bigger than I expected to see, so we'll see what it looks like. Maybe the nitric boiled off and it wasn't done, so we'll see. All right, well, there it is. That's a pretty gold looking little piece. Color looks pretty pure, so let's get that on the scale and see how many ounces per ton gold we got. Looks good. All right, we got the scale zeroed. It's very carefully losing it. Like that. Try it again. I gotta turn the camera off. Woo-wee! 3.1 ounces of gold per ton. Yeah, I'd say that's worth getting some more of that stuff. Probably have to experiment with a leach. There's the bead there. There on the scale. Probably have to experiment with a leach for recovery, but that'll be fun. So yeah, cool. Stay tuned for that on the next video.